please like our video and subscribe to RotoWire. Then go to rotowire.com/pod for a free 10-day trial.
Hey everybody, welcome to the RotoWire Fantasy Baseball Podcast for Tuesday, March 16th. Jeff Erickson here with Fred Zinkie. Fred, there's a lot going on. We're at full-on draft season now. We are kind of cranking through the hits. How are you?
I'm great. I think we've hit the good part. Like we're mid-spring training. We're heavy into drafts. I have a couple this week. I'm sure you do. You have at least a couple this week and a couple next week. So I think we've hit like the really good part in draft season.
Yeah. So I had a draft
Tout
last
Wars
night.
this weekend. Yeah.
I had the Beat Jeff Erickson 2 last night. So that was fun. Another NFBC draft. Tonight I've got the RotoWire Staff Keeper League auction. 18-team mixed league. 40-man rosters, 7-man reserves, and 23 active, 7 reserves, and 10 minor leaguers. You can keep as many minor leaguers as you have as long as they're eligible. It's a salary cap draft. I'm going to call it auction 7,000 times and probably salary cap draft another 7,000 times, but we'll do the best we can with that. I know you're a Yahooligan as well as a RotoWire guy, so you know all about that. And Tout Wars is trying to say that as well. We'll do the best we can. But
it's all those changes are easy to make in writing, a little harder to make in podcasting, but you get there. You get there way faster in writing because you can obviously edit your stuff.
Right. That's
a little
right.
easier. Yeah.
So and then tomorrow I've got Yahoo Friends and Family.
That's right. Me too. Yeah.
Do we have a draft order yet? I haven't even looked.
We actually just got an email from Scott Pianowski to send him our KDS this year if we would like to. So he said he's going to draw, I think, somewhere around 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, the draft order, and or somewhere tomorrow afternoon. Okay. So you can send him your KDS between now and then, or you can just not bother and he'll just give you the next spot when your name's drawn.
KDS, for those that are uninitiated, is?
Yeah, Kentucky Derby style draft day order, which is you get to set when your name's drawn. You can order your preferences of draft picks so that when your name's drawn, maybe you're the 5th name out of the hat, and instead of having pick 5, you get 5th pick of which draft spot you would like. So if you'd really like to stay late this year and start your team with Freddie Freeman, you can do that.
Right. And the idea is you're trying to handicap the draft. In some years, it's more obvious than others what spot you want to be in. There's consequences to drafting early. Are we still at 16 teams in that one?
We are. That's the plan. Yeah. So another deep league. Yeah. I think KDS is great because it moves it one step closer to a salary cap draft. It's not much closer, but like one step closer where at least you can have some rough input on maybe who the anchors of your team are by, you don't have, like I said, you don't have to take Tatis and wait around 30 picks before you pick again or something like that. You can decide.
Yeah.
So I like it. Anything that's pretty easy and simple and gives you a little more control over your roster, I'm in favor of.
Okay, very good. I agree. Where do you like to be? I'm gonna make you show your hand here.
Yeah, I like to be in I don't mind the middle this year, although I like to be in the first half. How about that? So a 15, 16 team league, I'd like to be in the first 8, 9 somewhere. I just like to be somewhere in there. I'd be fine with leaving it like 1 to 15, 1 to 16. I did send one to Scott. I tweaked it a little bit, but I'm mostly sitting in the first half. I know you like to be in the middle.
I really have enjoyed drafting in the middle. I think that's worked out pretty well. So that's done pretty good. That's done pretty well. I'm going to probably go inside, from the middle out. I drafted 2 in TGFBI. I didn't really love it. So I'll probably just...
Okay.
Yeah, but then again, I might tackle it differently too. Now that I've done it before, I might know my expectations. Maybe take that early closer in the 5th round or the 7th round and say screw it. And instead of that, the last 2 big drafts I've done, I've waited on closers. Last night I did a 12-teamer where I didn't get my first closer until the 14th round. I got Will Smith, and then I backed him up with Chris Martin, and I didn't get any other full-time closer. I took some chances. Like a lot of I think it's a really good year to speculate because I think there are so many unstable ones. I got Hector Neris instead of Bradley. I missed out on Bradley.
Whoa! Yeah, I thought you were a never Neris.
I revisited I'll tell you my comment that I tweeted. I go checking my priors a little bit with this pick. I was dismissing his chances of winning the job, But I think he's got a better chance than I initially gave him. I like that he's working on his slider. And last year was just two bad months. And Bradley has kind of been like, I will pitch wherever. And sometimes those guys get screwed by that. You get Marmols who are of the world like, give me the closer job. And, so they get it. So something. I got Taylor Rogers in the 27th. I got Pete Fairbanks in the 28th. And I got Gregory Soto. I took one stab at the Tigers job. And I'll tell you what. These guys, they could be... they could all not get the job, and that's fine. Then I'll just cut them because I'm going to be cutting the rounds 26 through 30 anyhow.
Yeah, I think that's a fine plan. Like if you're probably cut at least one, if not two, on the first fab run, and you'll probably cut another one on there might be one like a Fairbanks or someone like that who you want to hold on to and kind of see because the Rays are so oddball. You want to see for a couple weeks how it all shakes out, and you wouldn't consider maybe cutting him for till the middle of April, and then maybe if Nick Anderson has all 4 saves or something the Rays have, then you'd go ahead and cut him if you don't think you'll need him, but as a setup man. But anyways, I think that's fine. You could slowly, like I say, cut them. Like if the Tigers name a closer and it's not Soto, Soto's probably gone right away, and then the other guys maybe you keep a little longer. We're going to need some middle relievers this year. Yep. Anyway, so I think your point too, back to the draft order, this is the year where we can't even all agree on who's supposed to go first, let alone second or third. There's not even like a top, let alone beyond first. There's not even like a top 3 or a top 5. There's a bit of a top 8 or so, but like this is definitely the year. If you like drafting from the middle, this is the year to draft from the middle. There among that top 8, there's a few guys I like a little more than others, so that's why I wouldn't mind maybe hedging my bets and sitting like 4th or 5th so that I have like some options out of those guys. But I'm consistent. For example, if you love Garrett Cole, this is the year to sit. I'm consistently seeing him not really in the top 5 anymore, kind of sitting around 6, 7, 8. So if you like Bieber, this is the year to sit around 8. If you like Trey Turner, he's kind of falling a lot to 7 or 8. So 7 or 8.
Getting Turner at 8. That's what I've been up doing. I would have preferred Kohler to DeGrom just to have him there, but it just doesn't happen that often.
I will say I didn't follow your draft last night all the way to the end, but I did follow.
How dare you? How dare you not restructure your life around my draft schedule in tweets?
Sorry, there was a really good Flames-Oilers game on last night, and I kind of got sucked into that at 9 Eastern. And anyways, but I did follow some of it, and I did notice you took Abreu and Springer in rounds 4 and 5.
Yes, sir.
And my thought when you did that was these are moves you can make when you get to start with Trey Turner. Trey Turner, yes. I don't have him first. I don't have him second. I don't have him third or anything. But as a guy you draft at the beginning, like he's not Mondesi where like Trey Turner's like for sure a really good player. But he should get you 30 and might get you 40 steals. So he gives you a little more leeway to either grab an extra starting pitcher early or grab like that combo of mashers with Abreu and Springer. I can't do that if I'm getting like even like Mookie Betts like makes it tough because he's not going to steal like Trey Turner steals. So I felt like that was a really nice start.
Thank you.
And so like, I don't think you can do, like I said, I don't think you can get 2 guys who are pretty close to 0 steal guys in the first 5 rounds. Like you'll be getting a half a dozen steals probably combined from them, maybe 7 or 8. So I don't think you can do that without Turner or Mondesi. I think you kind of need those 2, one of those 2 to do that. So that's good.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I like it. It's a fun, tough draft. The waiting on the closers are something you have to deal with there. All right, let's get some news here real quick so we can keep rolling on this one. Alex Bregman returned today. Will not play tomorrow. There's just no aggravation, just working him back slowly from that hamstring. Is he going to be ready by opening day? Are you worried about him if you have him?
Yeah, not really worried. I feel pretty good. Like it's March 16th. Like he's a veteran. He's a young veteran too. He's almost like the perfect combination. He's young enough to heal. He's a veteran enough that he should be able to get himself ready for the season. So, So I think he's fine. I'm fine with Bregman. I don't have any Bregman. I probably won't, but I'm not against it.
I got him in TGFBI only because he fell to 59, and I felt like I had to. We discussed that, so I won't belabor that point. The other spring training debut today is Cody Bellinger with the shoulder. I believe that is later today, out on the West Coast, or in Arizona, I should say, not West Coast. But I'm still down on him. I know he's returning today. I'm down on the first second round turn. If you get stuck at the end like you did in LABR, he's all yours. You can have him again. You got him last time?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is a point of disagreement between us. It doesn't happen that often, but I don't want him anywhere near that. I think between the average, between the risk of batting order and his shoulder, I think that's too much risk for me at that spot.
Oh wait, sorry, I'm getting my leagues mixed up. I did not get him in labor. I did get him in another league, but in labor I did not get him.
Okay.
So,
all right.
But I'm not as against him as you are. I've become a little.
You got him.
I did get him in one league. I've become a little cooler on him, and I might kind of stop at one.
I do that sometimes. I take a chance on a player every once in a while, but that's it. I've had enough exposure. Like I'm not going to have any more Real Muto. I don't think. I got him in labor in that one. I don't think I want to do that again.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I kind of like Real Muto, and I don't think I have him yet anywhere. So maybe tomorrow night. We'll see, but I could live without it. But I wouldn't mind getting in somewhere on that. So yeah, I think I'm not usually like the shares guy. Like I'm usually like just draft the guys you want, draft the best players. If you have a guy in 17s, then you have him on 17s. But with your best players, like I do get how, if you have 6 Real Mutos, like it could really spoil a season if he goes down for 4 months.
Yeah, I can see that. Eugenio Suarez is moving from third base to shortstop. Mike Moustakas is moving from second to third, all creating room for Jonathan India, the Reds' first-round draft pick in 2018, having a great spring, was good at the alternate training camp site. Was kind of disappointing beforehand, but has good on-base skills, not much power so far in the minors at least. But, his hit tool in college was very positive. So, I don't know. I just saw a tweet, by the way, a picture of Cody Bellinger swing, and he's using all the torque in the world, so he seems fine, but we'll see.
Good. My thought was Suarez. I don't like this for him. I don't like it for the Reds pitchers. I just don't like it, and I don't know if it'll happen. They're just experimenting with it. I'm kind of wondering if
it's happening.
Experiment.
It's happening.
You think it
Fred.
is? So you
totally
think
happening.
So if you were to lay money right now, you would say opening day he's your shortstop?
Yes, I think they've been working on the backfields for 2 weeks with this. They saw that this is potential, and we can't go a season with Kyle Farmer as our starting shortstop, and Jose Garcia needs to go to the minors. D. Strange Gordon's having a great spring, but he's not a solution at shortstop. We have a track record here. Suarez used to be a shortstop. He's one of those best shape of your life sort of reports in spring training, and he's more nimble. I don't know. It improves them offensively. That's the idea. And I think they need to improve their offense badly. And how much worse can it be than Kyle Farmer at shortstop? Kyle Farmer's not a great shortstop either.
I think the Reds fan in you is trying to spin this one positive because I said this a month ago when we did the Reds podcast and we were talking about who their shortstop could be, and I said, hey, Suarez did used to once play shortstop, and you were right away like, there's no way he could play shortstop anymore. And then I looked it up and I was like, you're right, he hasn't played any shortstop. Played 1 game in 2017, 2 in 2016. He basically hasn't played shortstop since 2015. And I was like, yeah, you're right, Jeff, like there's no way he could play shortstop. So I don't like this for him for fantasy. I just like he's a great power hitter. From a fantasy perspective, I'd rather just leave him at third base, not have him have to think about, fielding a more demanding position, and let's just let him mash. So I don't love it. I don't know if I'm going to downgrade him, but I don't love it. And obviously,
I'm fine with it because it'll either work fine or it'll fail, and they'll just move him back to third. So I don't think it hurts him that much at the plate. You add a position of eligibility. It gets Moustakas off second base. And
that is good. Or he'll hit 180 or Suarez will hit 180 in April, and they'll blame it on how he's focusing so much on his defense, and then they'll move him. But you had to suffer through the 180 in April,
which you might have anyhow because it's April.
You might have, you might have. You never know. So, anyways, I don't love it. I can't believe that this is. I don't know. I can't believe that this is like you said. Like, what else are the Reds going to do at this point? But I can't believe they let it get to this point. I thought if they were going to let it get to this point, I thought they'd play a game of chicken and wait and see when rosters are set, maybe who gets released or who's available for next to nothing because a team has moved on or something. But they're not. Well, I don't know. We'll see. But at least they're trying out all their options right now.
Right. And Jonathan India is the guy that I get interested in all of a sudden because He's got the prospect pedigree, like a lot of players. You know, we don't know. You know, we know there is development happening at the alternate training site. We, for the most part, didn't get to see it. We have to take their word on it a little bit, and we can see he's having a good spring. But whatever, it's spring. We don't want to get all too invested in that. So that's the thing. You know, I get all that. So I look at him as, okay, let's take a stab in the reserve rounds. Tomorrow night, friends and family, I could look at him as as a reserve pick, especially if I get second and third eligibility out of him, which would be nice.
Yeah, for sure. That's a league with a small bench, so you could always take him, see if he makes the team. If he doesn't, then just go ahead and cut him. So it does use up one of your moves. I think it's 70 or 75 is our transaction cap. So for those who are wondering, his minor league stats. So in the minors, he played 165 games, so like roughly a major league season worth of minor league games. 17 homers, 17 steals. He hit 254. The 254 is not encouraging. He does walk a lot, 369 OBP. So he does walk a lot, but again, like these are young guys who could have made major improvements in the last couple of years, or the last year and a half, right? Since we've seen them play in a minor league game. So yeah, like we'll see, but he does have a little bit of speed and a little bit of pop. Like I wouldn't expect 20 homers from him at this point in his career. I wouldn't expect 20 steals, but maybe if he was playing every day, he could get you 10 or 12 of each. Maybe even a little more if he's developed. Maybe he's worked out a bit. Maybe he's gotten a little stronger in that year and a half.
I mean, that's the thing with the prospects. I mean, we just haven't seen them. You know, we haven't seen the numbers.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to kind of, really, it's hard to handicap that sometimes. Speaking of prospects, everyone's buzzing about Bobby Witt Jr. these days. I added a projection for him last night. Clay Link added him to his personal cheat sheet that is up on RotoWire. So, and for people who want to check this out and don't know already, go to rotowire.com/radio, get that free 10-day trial. But we have a custom rankings page that's fueled by my projections. We have a cheat sheet page that's fueled by Clay Link's personal rankings. So you have two opinions if you want. We also have a feature called the Roundtable Rankings, which we update once a week during draft season. And you can see 5 different opinions. You want lots of opinions here. We got them for you. But at any rate, I added Witt. I hadn't added a projection. I didn't think he was going to play this year. He was in low A ball when we last saw. Of course, development happens at the alternate training site. Super high prospect pedigree and major league pedigree for that matter too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the White Sox have made us comfortable with thinking that Andrew Vaughn might play this year, and he hasn't played a lot in the minors either. And but has a super high prospect pedigree just like Witt. So I mean, if we've gotten comfortable with Andrew Vaughn probably playing this year at some point, maybe even right from the beginning, I guess we should get comfortable with Witt. I don't think I'm comfortable enough to draft him. If I was in Tout AL this weekend, are you in Tout AL this weekend? I am in Tout AL. If I was in Tout AL, I would grab him. But in a mixed league, I don't think I'm there yet, but I think it's just hard to stash in like an NFBC style format, or it's just hard, or in our Yahoo one, it's hard to stash all the way unless you want to hold them. I just don't think he's breaking camp with the team. Do you?
I think it's the 3-week thing.
You do, eh? You think he's up that soon? Like you think his first major league plate appearance is in April?
The manager wants it. When the manager,
if you think
usually when the manager is vocal about it, which it's pretty rare, I think that he often gets what he wants. We'll see, but I think I gave him like 108 game projection, so maybe a month or two in. But Trout and Harper got called up the same day in May. I actually went to Harper's debut. It was against the Dodgers in Dodger Stadium, but I could see that being the thing. Although Trout actually came up the previous fall as well, but Harper had not. And Machado, I think, came up the same day or same time too. It was a great day for prospecting. I saw him. So in my draft as a 12-teamer last night, 12-team, 30-round draft, Witt went at 12-1, and Wander Franco went at 12-12. The last pick of not 12-1, 30.1 and 30.12. 12-1 would be 12. Way stupid early. I don't know why I said that, but I was thinking I was all about 12 teams, and I thought about Anyways, last round pick, and if it doesn't work out now, the NFBC, there's no IL spots, there's no minor league spots. You just have to write it out. But at the same time, if it doesn't work out, you can come. Now, here's the tricky part. Yeah. at the NFBC, you can't pick up minor leaguers in the NFBC unless they were drafted and then dropped.
That's right.
So pay attention. If someone grabbed him in your league and got impatient, had too many injuries, you might be able to swoop in and get him cheap later on.
That's right. There's a strategy there. Like it's do you want to draft him knowing that you might cut him at the end of spring training and thereby opening it up for someone else in your league to grab him cheap? Or would you rather try to not draft him, hope nobody drafts him, and get ready for a big fab bid on him, when he comes up? Looking at his skill set, he only hit 1 home run in the 37 games he played in the minors as a 19-year-old, but he did steal 9 bases. Mm-hmm. So and we always, you and Scott just talked on Monday about how to address the steals this year. Like he could be someone, if his bat is as good as it has looked in spring training so far, he could be another guy to add into that multi-category producers.
Yeah, it could be. And Clay was like, he has this Tatis feel for it, is what he tweeted out. Clay moves markets too. It's the tweet sent around the world. It's it's the So I think he's interesting. Why not take a chance? I mean, 30th round, you're going to cut that guy anyhow. Might as well see if you get a huge upside.
I'm going to say, I don't want to make you say this since you're in the salary cap draft this weekend, but I'm going to go with in AL tout, he goes for $7. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I got Trout his first rookie year at like 3 or 4. That was beautiful. Since then, nothing like that's happening again. So, that's pretty much, I think, is going to be the new norm, I think, is that you're going to have to pay up for these hot rookies. Well, Wander Franco, on the other hand, might go for $1 or $2.
Oh, I think he'll go for... I'm going to say he goes for less than Witt because he's getting less buzz right now.
Even though down to the minor league camp already, too. That's the other difference.
For sure. Which probably doesn't change anything about his timeline. But I'm going to say Witt 7, and I'm going to say Wander Franco 5. I'm going to go 5.
Okay.
I think I could be low on both of them. I mean, those are some that I'll be interested to see for interest sake, not because I'm not in an AL only this year, although the AL has a lot of my favorite sleepers this year, but I'm not. So I'm just interested to see the prices on them. Those will be one of the first ones I look up when I look up to see how your auction's going.
How about Joey Bart? You're in the NL. He has been optioned to the minors.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a big deal. I think this was the plan all along. I think he was overmatched last year. They signed Kurt Casale, as to be the backup to Buster Posey. Posey's back after opting out. All the talk about opt-out guys, I never talk about Posey. Never once have I talked in any sort of depth with him. He's not on my radar at all. Not good or bad.
He's on my probably bad radar. He's become fantasy irrelevant. I really think that. I'm not saying irrelevant like he shouldn't be on a team, but like the year, like 7 home runs in 2019, 5 in 2018, and like a regular catcher amount of games. Like we're not going back to like peak Posey. Peak Posey was playing like JT Realmuto workloads, like 530 at bats a season. But the last 2 years, 400 at bats a year, averaging 6 homers a year. Like why would you pick? Kurt Casale can probably get you 6 home runs this year. I know Posey will get you a little more runs in RBIs and probably hit for better average. But anyways, I think Posey's become pretty insignificant. But with Joey Bart, I think, the plan's Posey's a catcher. And you don't make Joey Bart the backup catcher when he's a big part of your future. And
nobody
there's no
puts
DH.
Joey in the corner.
That's right. And there's no DH. So, Casale will do his 2-start-a-week thing. And Joey Bart will be up when there's an injury or when he's raking in the minors this summer and they decide it's time, but he won't, and then he'll maybe get at least 3 a week while Posey maybe plays a little first or something.
Demands your attention. By the way, just on Twitter, our outlines on Twitter, so it's not just that I'm surfing Twitter while we're talking. It says that this, but I saw this come across. I got TweetText, so I've got like multiple columns. Bobby Nightingale, Reds beat writer for the Cincinnati Enquirer. Quote from David Bell. This isn't a tryout by any means. We know who he is. We wouldn't be doing this if we weren't confident. This isn't just a one-day dabble. They're doing this. This is happening. I'm telling you. It's happening, people.
So I want to brag that I called this first back in February, but I don't like to brag about calling a bad idea first. So now, because I'm not into this. So
no, because they adopted it. First, we scorn. Then we mock.
You're going through all the stages of fantasy grief right now, or sorry, fandom grief right now.
Then we adopt it, and then we claim it's ours. That's how we do this.
Yeah.
So,
yes. Like I've watched you go through the that'll never happen.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea. Maybe it could be a good idea.
Well, was that
really
before or
like
after best shape of his life? I forgot.
Yeah. I do like getting Moustakas off second. I will say that.
Was it before or after best shape of his life, though?
I think after.
Okay. Well, then I was just wrongfully dismissive, and I'll take the.
Oh no! Wait, it might have been before because we got the Reds pretty early. It might have been before.
Yeah.
It's pretty close. Yeah.
It was close.
Yeah. Right. Almost like he listened to us and then said, "I need to get in shape, guys."
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I see enough.
Because I believe you also questioned his shape when we discussed how there's no way he could be the shortstop. You said his body type is not playing shortstop anymore. Right. So maybe he heard us and was like, you know what? It's time. Fad diet. I need to be ready.
That's right. Crash it. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Any other news and notes you want to hit up before we move on to the AL East? I've got one, actually. I'm going to throw it at you. Craig Kimbrel, your favorite, has been awful in spring training. I believe you were one of the people that was pro Kimbrel last year, and for a month you were wrong, and then you were right for a month. Where are you now on Craig Kimbrel?
I can't do it again. I can't do it again this year. No. I really want, I'm so impressed with what Craig Kimbrel did, up to age 30, 31, whatever it is. But I'm so impressed with what he did up to that age. I really want him to get back on a Hall of Fame path. But I can't do it this year. I can't. And he's not cheap. So far, maybe this will change. Okay. So there's two factors playing with him right now. He's pitching poorly, and he stunk last year for at least enough of it. He wasn't a good fantasy pick last year. He's going around round 9 or 10. I'm finding in a lot of leagues right now. This should change he should go later because he's pitching so poorly. At the same time, we all know when we hit main event time in NFBC leagues, which starts this weekend, closers tend to get pushed up. So it's like he's got the wind pushing on him from both sides right now, and maybe he'll just stay where he is. I don't know. But he should probably fall behind a few more relievers with the way he's pitching. But those relievers may get pushed up. He may stay in round 9 or 10. I just don't think I can do it again this year. I might just need a break.
It's Sunday morning. You're an NL tout. Lenny Melnick throws him out for 3 because that's what Lenny does. For reasons, he stalls out at $7. Are you like, can't do it. I can't reach my safety belt.
Can't do it.
Nope.
Can't do it. So I try to not be that guy for players very often. If you burn me, and I'm not a never Kimbrel. I'll go back if he can, but I'll trade for him if he's playing well or something, or I'll get him next year or something. But I think when Lenny throws out Kimbrel, I am just going to take 3 steps back away from my laptop.
Okay.
I just back up until I hear that
That's
it's done.
the Joe Sheehan move. Walk out of the room when it's your kryptonite guy comes up.
Yeah. Gotcha. I think I do. I think I need to get out of arm's reach from the keyboard. Yeah. So
Joe actually demonstratively did that when you're an AL tout. You just got up and left the room.
I'd be afraid I'd miss the next guy, but I think I am. I'm going to back right up from my keyboard. In fact, he might be the only player that I'm going to do that for.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. And there is a Zoom call that people in the room can see you do that. So it'll be still a chuckle will be had by 1 or 2 perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before I move on to the AL East, a quick note from our friends at Underdog Fantasy. Fantasy baseball is here, and you got to check out these new best ball leagues on Underdog. Best ball is the ultimate test of your live draft skills since there's no in-season management. That's right. Draft your team, and Underdog automatically credits you with your best performing players every week. You don't need to play the waiver wire or worry about trades. It's just the draft. Who doesn't love drafting? In Underdog Best Ball, you can draft as many times as you want because you don't have to do any roster management, saving you loads of time. Underdog's Best Ball leagues are drafting right now, starting at just $3. Once the season starts, Underdog also has daily fantasy and an all-new pick'em game. Go download the Underdog app now to get in on some best ball before the season starts. Enter promo code RotoWire with your first deposit, and Underdog will honor a money-back guarantee during your first month. Love Underdog, or get your money back with promo code RotoWire. Search Underdog in your app store and enter promo code RotoWire. That's going to cover the breaking news segment of this podcast. We're going to hit up the AL East next. Stay tuned.